the channel and welcome back to another Homeschool Diaries video. In today's video, we're going to talk about the pros and the cons, things that have been happening, things that have been going well in our homeschool. We started school 4 weeks ago, and so let's go ahead and jump into some of the topics of things that I am enjoying about our school and then things that I still want to work on. At the end of the video, I will go over an update on what it's been like as far as my self-care for this year, because I think that it is important as homeschool parents, we're here with our families all the time, to still take time and take care of ourselves. So at the end of the video, we will talk about where I stand with self-care. We've been doing school now for 4 weeks. It has been the most amazing 4 weeks I think that I've had ever that I can think of in our homeschool. It's going really well. And I'm giving all the credit to all of the work that I did initially to start this year off really, really well and really strong. This is the strongest start that we've ever had. Now, granted, I have not started yet with my freshman in high school. He hasn't started school yet, but I feel very comfortable and confident in like the future. I see a great future for my younger two, and I'm very happy about that. And I am going to take some time to celebrate that because it's hard. It is hard. But again, I attribute all of the success to the preparations that we did at the end of last year, preparing for this moment. So preparation is absolutely key. And our curriculum is working really well. Our curriculum, my plans for our curriculum, all of those things, they are working so well. And so we're going to continue to use everything that we're using because it works well. So that is just a testament again to the work that we did earlier when we tested our curriculum. Now, as many of you may know, we are in our trial period for the beginning of the year. So this is like, I call it kinder trial and first grade trial. So we're in our trial period. My freshman will have his freshman trial period next week. And the other two will be on a break from school so that I can focus solely on him. So that's the plan that I have, and it's working out really well. I don't plan out every single day. I stopped doing that and I started reverse planning. So I'm only writing down what we get done. I know what subjects I want to get done each day. And so I have like a small idea or a guide of things that I would like to do versus planning out every single thing, every single page that we're going to get done. So it's been working out really well. That's what's been working out well. Our curriculum has been working out really well. The timing on when I am getting things done has been really well. I've been able to flow well because I started with one kid first and I had a good understanding of how long it would take them to get things done. And then I added in the next kid and I had an idea of how long it would take them to get things done. I meshed the two kids. If you guys are not familiar, I have a 5-year-old and I have a 6-year-old kindergartner and a first grader. And I started with my kindergartner first for a full week. And then I added in my first grader and then I saw what he needed to do. And then I meshed those two schedules together. And so it's been working really well. Like their times, my timing on them has been really good. And my kindergartner is so comfortable doing her work that if I need to stop helping her with something and work with my first grader, she can continue to do whatever it is we were doing. She can do that by herself. And it's small wins like that that make a humongous difference. And so I'm very happy about that. And I want to continue to take that, I want to mirror that behavior between them where they can work small pieces independently. I want to have that. I want to copy that and paste that throughout the year. So that is what's working really well. What is not working so well, if I had to pick something, I would say that I am not getting the amount of school days that I thought I would get done. I don't start my first week off with 5 days. I have a goal to do 5 days, but I know if I put a goal for 5 days, I'll get 4 or 3 days done. And so we've been continuously getting 3 days of school done, which is fine. It's okay. We have a whole year to get it together. It's the long term that we're working towards, right? We don't want to start something and then we get burnt out and we can't keep up with it. No, I start off smaller and then I gradually grow into 4 days of school and then a week of school would be our goal. And so that's how we do things here. and it's working really well. I'm not upset about it. I'm not mad about it. I'm not disappointed about it. I'm saying that it's a con because I have to, like, if I had to nitpick something, everything is working really well for us this year. But if I had to like pinpoint one small thing and be picky, it would be that we're not yet at 4 or 5 days of school. Start school early for that reason. So we start school in July so that we have this time to try things out and to get things, kick things into gear. And so it's okay. As far as setting the atmosphere in our homeschool, we do that well. We do that naturally. Our home is not a chaotic home. It's a very calming home. That's the atmosphere that myself and my husband continue to create and to maintain and to protect. We protect our peaceful and calming atmosphere. Now, are my kids playing with their toys loud and like zooming cars across the floor? Absolutely. But as far as people yelling and all of that, we don't generally have that. We don't yell. We don't yell at each other. We don't do that. We are very respectful to one another. And so it's our goal to continue to create this atmosphere and to block anything from coming into that atmosphere that we feel like would impact our family in a negative way. And so in our homeschool setting, when I'm upset or if I get frustrated, I'm not yelling at anyone because I want to talk to them before I get to the point where I have completely lost my patience. Because losing your patience is completely different than you have completely lost it. You don't have any at all. So before I get to that point where I'm just like mama bear, I am working with myself and with my kids, and I don't get to that level of yelling and screaming at them. I just don't do it. It doesn't happen. My teenager, though, he pushes me. He really pushes the limit. Something else that I want to, like, I have been instilling in my brain, my self-care time, my Bible time, and homeschool. Those are the prerequisites, and breakfast time, right? Those are the prerequisites to my day. Those are the things that need to happen before I can start my day doing other things. Before I get to clean my house and before we get to leave our home, those things need to happen, okay? Those are the prerequisites. Those are the keys that unlock the door for the rest of the day. So I feel like I have a good grasp on that. I will continue to build and lay that foundation of these things need to happen. And, the list might get a little larger. So for my kids, they need to maintain and do their chores. They need to have breakfast. They need to nourish their body. We need to nourish our brains and our souls by reading our Bible. Those things need to happen before anything else, before we are on the phone with people, before we are out playing with people, before any of those things need to happen. There's business in this household that needs to be taken care of. And so that is our prerequisite. If you don't have like your non-negotiable prerequisites, like the foundation laid for your home, I highly encourage you to look into that. What is your prerequisites for your home? What needs to happen first before you move into the next portion of your day? So that is ours, and it works really well when it's followed. Now, if it's not, I feel like any plan that you have, it's a plan. You put your best foot into your plan, right? You pour your all into your plan. It works if you work it. So if I am diligent about setting that foundation and following through and inspecting what I expect from myself and from my family, it all works well together. As far as the chores that I have in my house, they're working great, as good as they can be in a season like this. Whenever you're working on something and you try to do really well in something, it seems like something else kind of falls through the crack. And so my house has not been like I would like it to be. Honestly, my room hasn't been like I would like it. The kids have been doing good about picking up their room. Cameron has been doing excellent. But I feel like, and I know that I can do better, but in this season of life, it's all about give and take. It's all about balancing out things. And so I'm trying to come up with like this comfortable space of maintaining our home and our spaces and our car and my purse and still being just as successful in homeschool, because homeschool takes a lot out of me. And so I am in the season where I am working on those things, just making sure that I am trying my best to have like this juggling act, and understanding that sometimes I will drop the ball and it's okay. I'll pick it back up and we'll keep going. As long as like a day, it doesn't turn into a week, which turns into a month and turns into a year and a lifestyle. As long as that doesn't happen. So we are all like, it is okay to have, bad days where your house is not completely picked up. Try to get up the next day, start over and get it done. And will you have 2 bad days? Yes. Will you have maybe a week of just like, I felt off? Yes. But don't make that week turn into weeks, because that's where your week turns into weeks and then months. And you don't want to do that. And so I do my best to try to maintain what I can. And then I evaluate our house at the end of the week, not like on paper, but I just mentally take a mental note of how things are going. And I have my cleaning day where I get to focus solely on cleaning my house after school, and I don't plan anything else. I protect that day because that gives me peace for the rest of my week. And so it's important. It's important that if I drop the ball for a couple days, I know that I'm going to have this day to pick up. And the issue comes though if that day is interrupted. Like, I need that day to stay consistent because it works so well for myself. So as far as my mindset, staying off of social media has helped me so much. I am not a person that has to be on social media. I don't have to be on Facebook. I don't have to be on any of these platforms. I deactivated my Facebook. I'm very rarely on Instagram. It's just, it puts, I don't like, it's responsible for like an emotional roller coaster. Like, you go through an emotional roller coaster because in a short period of time, you have an opportunity to come in contact with so many different things that can mentally exhaust you and that can change your mind frame in so many different ways. Like, you can be happy at a post, the next post could be like a tragedy and you could be extremely emotional about it. The next one can make you feel like you're not doing enough for yourself. The next one can make you feel like you're not doing enough for your family. Like, it puts you on this roller coaster and I don't like it. So I don't scroll a lot on there. I also stopped watching so many homeschooling videos. I'm watching other homeschooling videos. It interrupts my homeschool flow. And so I stopped because I don't want to go on a roller coaster with other people. So there are a few people that I watch. I stick to those people, and I have a solid foundation in my homeschool where I know what works for me. I know who I am. I know where I am. I know whose I am. And I stick to the things that work for me. And I hear other people, but I am not taking everything to heart. Like, you can't take everything that someone says to heart. You got to eat the fish and spit out the bones. Like, you take in the good things and you spit out the bones because everything's not going to work for you. And that's okay. It's nice to get ideas from other people. It's nice to hear their experiences, but don't take that and completely try to adjust your homeschool, because that person is going through an experience as well, and they may very well switch over what they're using, and you've now purchased every single thing that they use. Don't do that. Do what works for you, because at the end of the day, if it works for you, it doesn't matter if it doesn't work for someone else. I have seen a lot of different things where people say, like, you shouldn't use that because this didn't work for that person, or this didn't work for this homeschool family that I saw on YouTube. Well, it worked for me. And so it worked for me. I'm going to continue to use it. I'm not going to look for reasons why it didn't work for that person, because it works for me. Whatever the reason is that it didn't work for them, those aren't my issues. They work for me. And so it's just remembering that mindset and continuing that mindset. Let things work for you until they don't. Like, let them continue to work for you until they don't. And that's where I am in my homeschool. So I have completely blocked out the noise. Doesn't mean that I don't like or support, other homeschooling families, but it's a very limited amount of content that I'm willing to consume. It's a very limited amount. And I know where my level of enough is, where I've had enough, where it could impact my ability or my the amount that I'm pouring into my kids. I can't let that happen. As far as self-care is concerned, I feel like I've made this promise to myself to wear my self-care, and so I'm taking very good care of myself. I am taking very good care of my skin. I went on a hunt looking for like lotions and things that were going to moisturize my skin better, and just paying more attention to like my hands, my feet, my knees, my elbows, my face, just making sure that I feel good, that I feel like when I rub my skin, I want to make sure that I feel moisturized, that I feel good. And so that has been great. I also, as you notice, I've been going and getting my nails done. That's my me time, and I absolutely love it. As you can see here, I love getting my nails done. It just makes me feel more feminine, and it's been wonderful. I have been making sure that I take extra care of my clothes so that I have clothes on that I really like and that bring me joy, and that, I don't know, like adds like an extra, I don't know, just like an extra zhuzh in my day. And so I've been doing that. And then I recently went and got my hair braided, and so I'm excited about that. I love getting my hair braided. It's a whole experience. It's a whole thing. It just, it's wonderful. So that is what I've been doing to take care of myself. I also purchased a couple new pairs of sandals that I could wear into the fall, and so they're so cute. I love them. And so just paying more attention to me, because I deserve it, right? I deserve to pay more attention to myself and to take care of myself for myself. Now, I also want to be, I want to take care of myself for my man, but I also am taking care of myself for me. And so, yeah, so if you are not taking care of yourself, I strongly encourage you to start with your body, start with your skin, start with your moisturizers, make sure that your skin feels soft. Like, just get some Vaseline and just start putting it on. I use Vaseline, I use Aveeno, just to make sure that my skin is nice and hydrated, and I also use CeraVe. So those are a few things that I've been using to take care of myself, take care of my body, and I encourage you to look into that and to look into it and to take care of yourself. All right, friends, that is it for this video. There will be another video up tomorrow. Thank you so much for being here. Until next time, I hope you take care and have a beautiful day. Bye.